What's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you some great options for having off-grid electricity in your converted van, your tiny home, RV, or even if you're just going camping for the weekend in your car and you want to power some appliances, this is going to apply to that too. So for option 1, which is having a solar system installed right in your van or tiny home, the first thing you need to do is install solar panels on the roof. So I installed two 300 watt Solar World panels on the roof of my van. I linked them together, and then I ran the cord through the backup camera spot and then in through the cavities of the van. So I'm not going to go over exactly how to install the system because I'm not a solar expert, but I'm going to go over the basics of it. So the next couple of things you would need is a charge controller, and that's going to regulate the power from the solar panels into the system. You're also going to need a breaker box, and you may also need an inverter if you want to transfer from 12 volt DC power to AC power, which would be like your household appliance plugs. So my inverter is 1500 watts of power, puts out with a 3000 watt peak surge. So you're also going to need a fuse block with fuses, and of course your batteries. I have two 12 volt AGM sealed batteries. My system is large enough where I could have many more batteries, but I don't really need it. I just need to power my refrigerator, my vent fan, my lights, regular fan, charge my laptop, phone, camera batteries, and I've actually never had a problem with running out of power. So for everything you see here, including the solar panels on the roof, I only paid about $1,300. It should have been closer to $1,700, but I got the batteries used. If you have the education where you can install all of this yourself, then it's really not a bad deal. But if you need to pay someone, it can get kind of pricey. I went to an RV store and they quoted me $2,000 to install all of this. I got really lucky and found someone local who only did it for $400. So my total on this entire system installed was only $1,700. But depending on what you need to power in your van or tiny home, you could have a much cheaper system, like around $1,000. I opted to go a little bit bigger on my system just so I could add on to it and not have to worry about ever running out of power. Alright, on to option 2. This is the Kodiak solar generator made by Energy. This generator can power many different appliances. It even has an RV hookup or 220 line. It has 6 110 volt AC outlets, 2 12 volt car lighter plugs, 2 plugs for the LED lights you can get off their website, 4 USB ports. That's the on and off switch. Has a power meter and has a digital readout screen. It also has a charging indicator light, a high and low input for AC, DC, and solar, and a battery hookup for external batteries. This movable clip is for the shoulder strap. And these vents are to release heat. Well, I wish I knew about the Kodiak before I got this entire system installed. I would have just bought this, placed it right here, fastened it down, cut a hole in the side of the cabinet, ran the 12 volt DC car lighter plug right through and plugged it in the corner, because this is a Dodge ProMaster and there's actually a 12 volt outlet in the corner. And I assume most Sprinter vans like Mercedes or Ford, they probably have one as well. And the outlet doesn't work when the car isn't on, but thankfully the Kodiak charges in only 4.5 hours off the car lighter plug, so I drive enough where it'll charge and then I could just run all my appliances during the day and would be fine. Or I could even buy some of these batteries, they're cheap enough and they hook right up to the Kodiak, so then I could just charge everything and have a ton of power. Alright guys, so let's look at the specs on this Kodiak generator. Let's start off with the weight. It's extremely light at only 20 pounds. I can pick it up with one finger. The competitors on the market, they're 30, 40, even 50 pounds, and they don't even have the battery capacity of this generator. And if 20 pounds is too much for you, it even comes with a shoulder strap. You just connect it on these little rings that slide up, and then you can just put it on your shoulder, take it out of the car, go to the campground. So it's really convenient and extremely light. So let's get into how much power this generator can put out. The battery inside of it can hold 1100 watts of power. So if you had an appliance that put out 550 watts, you could run that continuously for 2 hours and then the battery life would be depleted. Most appliances are way lower than 550, and you're never going to run ones that are that high for that long. Like, for example, my refrigerator is only 75 watts and it only runs for 25% of the time. So it only runs about 15 minutes every hour. I could run that for about 2 days off of this battery before the battery needed to be charged again. The inverter can put out about 1500 watts of continuous power. So if you had multiple batteries hooked up to this, you could then put out 1500 watts of power. And it has a peak surge of 3000 watts. And that's a really good thing, so then you don't, overpower it and do any damage to the battery or the inverter. Each one of these AC outlets can handle 10 amps, and the 12-volt car lighter ports can handle 15 amps. A really great feature is that you can actually charge things while it's being charged. So you can, have your solar panels plugged into it, or you can have it plugged into your car lighter, and you can be using it the entire time. And it has a really long life. It lasts 2,000 charges. And at first, I didn't think 2,000 sounded like a lot of charges, but that equals to 5.5 years if you used it every single day. And I don't think most people would be, depleting the battery and then recharging it all the way every single day anyway. So you're going to get even longer than 5.5 years of life out of it. And if you look around at the competition, most of the other generators only have a quarter of the lifespan the Kodiak has. So you're getting a lot of value with this generator. Real quick, I'm going to show you what comes with the Kodiak. There's the user manual, shoulder strap, which I already showed you. There's caps for the battery connection on the side of the Kodiak. AC wall charger. And it doesn't come with any solar panels, so you can get those off of Energy's website, or you can use off-market brand. And it also doesn't come with the car lighter 12-volt DC charger. This is a $30 accessory, but if you use the link in the description below, they're going to be giving you this for free. And also there's a 20% off coupon code, neighborhood, and that's in the description. So if you want to get almost $400 off the Kodiak, you can use that coupon code until December 20th, and then after that it's going to drop to only 10% off. So first I showed you option 1, which was installing a solar system yourself or paying someone to do it, and that involved a lot of different components and having an education in electricity and solar. And then option 2 is just getting like a solar generator like this. You can always use a gas generator, but that's going to be noisy. You're going to have to always buy gasoline. So if you're trying to like stay in a van on streets and boondocking, like Walmart parking lots, stuff like that, a generator that's gas isn't really going to work. This is pretty much the best way to go, to be clean energy, quiet. You can bring it anywhere. If I had to do it all again, this is what I would have gotten. It's just plug and play. You can just buy it. The most work you're gonna have to do with it is just screw on some solar panels on the top of your roof, run the cord into your van, and you're good to go after that. So I'm going to be making another video on this soon. I'm going to show you different things I use it for. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of different options of getting electricity for your off-grid lifestyle.